I'm John Kovach. I've been a newsman, a sports announcer, and a football coach, but the one constant, since I was old enough to stand next to a stream with my dad, has been fishing. I've waded rapids, stood on slick rocks, hacked through ice, and been tossed about the deck of a boat. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do, and join me on this journey. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. Good Thursday afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop here on the HAN Network. John Kovach with you again. Beautiful spring day. We've got some rain coming in. It's going to really mess up my fishing plans for the weekend, but that's okay. Have a big weekend planned anyway. We will talk about that later. And it's a big weekend here in southwestern Connecticut where we're coming from. The Housatonic River cleanup is going to be held Saturday, May 6th, from 8 a.m. to 2. That is rain or shine. They still need volunteers. There can't be enough volunteers for this. If you are going to volunteer, check in at either the Birdseye Boat Ramp in Stratford, that's right at the end of Birdseye Street, or the Sunnyside Boat Ramp in Shelton, and that is right behind Sunnyside School. The forecast does call for a chance of showers, and it will be wet, so obviously boots. Dress accordingly, appropriate footwear. Take your bug spray. I'm hearing from a lot of people just how bad the ticks are this season, among other things. So be careful there. You're probably going to need sunblock. They will provide gloves and bags for garbage and a river cleanup t-shirt should you participate. If you need to be signed off on community service hours, take the form to either the Birdseye Boat Ramp or the Sunnyside Boat Ramp. Children need to be supervised by a guardian. Large groups can volunteer as a group. There's more information at HRCU Team. That's HRCU Team at gmail.com. If you're going as a large group, email them now. Then they can send you all of the forms for everybody. You can just take a packet of filled out forms. It'll make it easier for everybody. And that event will be held rain or shine. The Nutmeg and Mianus chapters of Trout Unlimited came together Saturday, and with help from the kids from the Conservation Discovery Corps at Connecticut's Beardsley Zoo in Bridgeport, they planted native species and cleaned up the area, the Mill River right along Congress Street in Fairfield. It's right near the Fairfield-Easton line. It's right behind the southbound Merritt Parkway rest area in Fairfield, and we want to thank the kids from the Conservation Discovery Corps for coming down there. This is part of an ongoing TU project in conjunction with the town of Fairfield to restore the stream, remove invasive species. We'll be cutting more knotweed in the spring, plant native plants, which right here what we're doing is a stream stabilization. If you're a regular viewer of the show, you'll remember that the Mianus TU chapter collected discarded Christmas trees in January for a stream stabilization project on the Norwalk River. Similar will be going on here on the mill to get it back to what it once was. And it's such an important native brook trout stream that these projects, and thanks to Jeff Yates from TU for those pictures, these projects are crucial to the health of that stream. That work done on Saturday is a direct result of the fly fishing film tour, which we profiled here on Yankee Fisherman. The money made that night when it was in Trumbull paid for the plants in that project. So we want to thank everybody who was part of that. We packed the house that night. And that's where you see that an event, a fundraiser, there you get to see the direct result of that. When we come back, we're going to visit an event that's never before been held in North America. Nothing like it's been held in North America. Yet they just had one in Connecticut, and we were there to catch it on Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. The new fishing season is fast approaching, so it's time to head over to the Dock Shop and get your gear in order. We're now offering bait in both Darien and our Westport location. The Dock Shop can service and repair your rods and reels, spool up new line, and fill any empty space you might have in your tackle box. Whether you're a fisherman, boater, or beach bum, the Dock Shop is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
When it comes to considering the outside of your home, just imagine the possibilities. Whether your dream is a stunning free-form pool or a tranquil, secluded garden, the team of professionals at Stonebridge Associates will make it a reality. We offer unparalleled landscape design and construction, masonry development, pools, spas, and water features, as well as landscape and garden maintenance. No other firm can offer the same level of creativity, quality, and personal attention. Discover the possibilities at stonebridgeassociates.net or call 203-544-8376 today.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Did you know heart attacks and strokes are the leading cause of death in America? Protect the health of you and your loved ones. Talk to a doctor about heart disease. Hi, I'm Dr. David Pazer with ProHealth Physicians, encouraging you to stay informed about health matters that affect you.
ProHealth Physicians is on the pulse of social media to share information about health and nutrition with the community. Get up-to-the-minute alerts, including ProHealth Physicians' news and upcoming events. Connecticut's leading group of primary care doctors is just a click away.
At Portofino Restaurant and Wine Bar in Bethel, fresh and simple food is our concept. Owned and operated by brothers Rocco and Louie, Portofino has a distinct and diverse food and drink menu. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Come join us for live local music on Tuesdays and Sundays, Wednesday nights for mouthwatering prime rib, and every Thursday night is ladies' night. Planning a party? All our catering menus are personalized to suit your event and your budget. Join us at the Dolan Plaza, 213 Greenwood Ave, Bethel, and call us at 203-797-8131. Like us on Facebook.
I'm Tracy Masella, a licensed clinical social worker at Silver Hill Hospital in New Canaan. Join me each month as we talk with experts on the front lines of the treatment of mental health and addiction. Straight Talk with Tracy, a Silver Hill Hospital production, airs at 12 p.m. on the second Thursday of each month here on the HAN network.
John Kovach, Yankee Fisherman. We're at Middletown, Connecticut at the Northeast Carp Conference. We're with Ian Sorrell, who is the Connecticut State Chairman of the Carp Anglers Group. Great logo, by the way. I love that.
It's really nice, isn't it?
That is awesome. The first one of these in North America, you just told me?
It is the first one in North America, and we're really proud to host it here in Middletown, Connecticut, because this has now become Carp Central. We've hosted the Connecticut River Tournament for the past couple of years. We've had numerous fish-ins. We've actually got a store here, the Fishing Factory, which is stocked with carp fishing tackle, and people coming from all over New England to fish. It's fantastic.
And all of this relatively new. This was a fish that was not viewed as a sport fish all that long ago here, not only in the Northeast, but across the United States.
Well, that's right. I mean, the carp has had a checkered history in the United States. I mean, it started off as in the 1800s as a food source for the growing population. And with the change in the Industrial Revolution and pollution and so on, it was really the only fish that survived a lot of the messy waters, which killed a lot of native species. And unfortunately, carp got the rap for that rather than what was actually going on in the environment. So gradually, we've seen a softening in approaches to carp as, an invasive species, and I think people are now understanding it has some great sporting potential.
What was it that was that separation between anglers in Europe and anglers here in the States, where in Europe it was appreciated? Would it be fair to say the most coveted sport fish in Europe?
Oh, I mean, in Europe it's extraordinary. I mean, it's spawned a $4 to $6 billion industry in Europe. And you have probably somewhere in the region of 12 to 15 million anglers who are dedicated carp fishermen, and that's all they do. I think the difference is that carp have grown up in the environment in Europe for probably close to 1,000 years, whereas they're a relatively new introduction in the United States. And they had a very different kind of mindset as to carp's part of the catch and release fishery in Europe versus here in the United States.
Now, we have a lot of vendors here with hooks, with baits, with rods. How different is, let's start with the hook, is what you're going to use for a hook in carp fishing from what you're going to use in, say, bass or trout? Obviously, trout you're going to use much smaller.
Right. I mean, for carp, you need a strong wire, probably size 6 to size 4 hook. You can put the bait on the hook and catch carp. I mean, that's a great way to start. Some of the tricks we've developed to catch carp are very clever in being able to eject a bait very rapidly, is actually suspending the bait on a little, what we call a hair, a piece of thread below the hook. So the hook's bare, but the bait's on this thread. And what happens is when the carp realizes it's pulled a hook into its mouth, it tries to eject it and spit it out. But actually what happens is the bait pendulums around and actually helps set the hook. So the first thing you know is, if you haven't got your bait runner set, is your rod and reel just disappeared into the water. But if you've set it up properly, that doesn't happen.
And then the bait, there seems to be, in just watching the online communities, watching what's going on here with demonstrations, with really bait out almost like food samples would be at a craft fair, that it seems to be a lot of make your own mix and a lot of pride in coming up with your own recipes and your own way to do it.
Oh, I mean, there's 1,001 bait recipes for carp, and the carp chooses at the end of the day which one is the best. And so, of course, everybody's pretty competitive in terms of what the secret bait is that they're using and where they're baiting. So it's a lot of fun. And but you can get out there with a can of sweet corn on the hook and catch carp. And often the secret is figuring out where to fish, where the carp are, and then maybe some light chumming to keep the carp and attract them into that area. And then, now you've got a better chance of hooking one. And when you hook one, I think people are surprised at how strong these fish are, how hard they fight, and they're a lot of fun.
I know the size is what blows me away, to see the photos that are around the Elks Club here, and just the size of these. The Connecticut record is how big?
It's 43 pounds, 12 ounces, caught by Mike Hudak. And the great thing about that record, which is I think really exciting, is we didn't have to kill that fish to claim the record. The Connecticut DEP has been superb in terms of supporting catch and release fishing here, not just of carp but of all species. And now we can actually take a certified scale to the site of capture, weigh the fish, get an independent witness and some photographs, and submit it for a record claim.
That's fantastic, and I really would like to see that become more universal. Getting back to the tackle now, some serious rods here I've seen as long as 12 feet. How similar are these to surf casting rods?
They're pretty similar. I mean, they're maybe not as fast a taper, because we're not casting all day. We want a rod that can not only cast a reasonable distance, but can play a big fish right under the rod tip without pulling the hook. Carp don't have a bony jaw, so you don't have a good solid anchor point like you might have with a pike or a striped bass. But having a rod that has enough give in it to play a big fish, 20, 30 pounds right under the rod tip, is pretty critical.
Now, you said we've had the Connecticut Carp Open here along the Connecticut River. When is that coming back?
That's a very good question. Unfortunately, at the moment, the original supporters and creators of that tournament are no longer involved. And we need to find some sponsorship money. So if anybody has $20,000 they want to help support, it's a great opportunity, and it does bring a lot of economic value to Connecticut. It really does.
And that was a week-long tournament along the Connecticut River. You had set places where you fished. The big headline grabber was that if anybody broke Mike Hudak's state record in the course of the Connecticut Carp Open, they would have won $100,000. Let's say someone wants to sponsor the tournament. They don't have to make that $100,000 commitment. How can they do that? Contact the Anglers Group?
Yeah, they can contact myself, Ian Sorrell, at the Carp Anglers Group. And actually, I mean, the $100,000 is not what people have to put up. The key, what you have to put up, is the insurance bond to pay that $100,000 if the fish is caught. transport. So that, these are all expenses that are involved in putting on the tournament. We had nearly $15,000 in cash prizes, plus the opportunity to win $100,000. And the expenses of running the tournament. It will happen again, I'm absolutely convinced.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind, because it had generated so much buzz, and I would love to see it happen again. Now, as I recall, that was October, tended to be?
Yeah, it was actually Columbus Day weekend that we started the tournament. It was a 100-hour tournament that started, I think, at 10 a.m. on the Monday morning and ran till 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon.
What is the prime season for carp? Is there one, or it's whenever you can get out?
I think one of the exciting things is you can actually catch carp all year round. We used to think that carp almost hibernated in the winter, but what we were beginning to discover is if there's a food source, they'll continue to feed. And we actually have people catching carp through the ice on a regular basis now. Prime time is really spring and fall. That's when they're the most active, the water temperatures are perfect, but you can catch them literally all year round. Even on the hottest days, you can get great carp fishing.
Well, I'll tell you some news, and it might excite you, but it's an age-restricted pond. But we're here, it's April 8th, it's opening day of trout season. Last week, the Fairfield Police Athletic League held its annual trout derby, and that's at Gould Manor Pond in Fairfield, which is an age-restricted pond. You have to be 16 or under to fish it. More carp were caught in that tournament than the 360-some stocked trout. They caught about a half dozen trout and about 10 carp of varying sizes. Nothing like we're seeing here, but they were catching carp because they were told the trout were low and they tried to get low. People were, I think, surprised and impressed at how many carp were pulled out of that pond.
Yeah, and it happens all the time. And I think, as much as I love catching trout, see a kid's face when he catches a 6, 10, or 20-pound carp is just extraordinary. And, they're big, they grow big, they fight hard, and they're impressive fish. And more power to the kids if they can catch more.
Somebody wants to learn more about carp fishing, how can they contact you and the Carp Anglers Group?
You can find me on Facebook. You can find the Carp Anglers Group on Facebook. And we're out there helping people get started in carp fishing. That's what it's about.
Definitely something we want to do more about here on Yankee Fisherman. Hopefully we can get out there. Ian Sorrell, Connecticut chairman of the Carp Anglers Group. Thanks for hosting this. Thanks for exposing this sport to Connecticut. And thanks for taking a few minutes with us.
You're very welcome.
We'll be back with more Yankee Fisherman presented by the Dock Shop right after this. New fishing season is fast approaching, so it's time to head over to the Dock Shop and get your gear in order. We're now offering bait in both Darien and our Westport location. The Dock Shop can service and repair your rods and reels, spool up new line, and fill any empty space you might have in your tackle box. Whether you're a fisherman, boater, or beach bum, the Dock Shop is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
At Worcester School, we believe summer is a time for kids to be kids. We provide the safe and nurturing environment for them to find activities that match their interests and allow them to create lasting friendships. Summer at Worcester offers 7 weekly sessions at our Danbury campus from Monday, June 26th through Friday, August 11th for pre-K to grade 8. Find out more about our extended hours, new optional lunch program, and a new low price at summer@worcester.org or 203-830-3921. Summer at Worcester, experience the difference.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
It's the InSports Athletic Functional Movement Assessment Program.
A program that uses a camera, the same camera that you use with an Xbox video game.
What it involves is 3 phases. One is the initial test, which will give you a very objective and lengthy assessment of how you are moving and where there may be imbalances.
Once test gets the results from the assessment, we'll develop a customized program for the individual.
The objective really to try to get as many young athletes through this program as possible.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Wild Birds Unlimited.
At Wild Birds Unlimited of Brookfield, get expert advice from our certified bird feeding specialists. We offer always fresh, clean seed that will be sure to attract birds to your home feeder. Experience our excellent customer service. Open 7 days a week. Visit us at 317 Federal Road, Brookfield.
Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop this Thursday, May 4th. And before I forget, because I don't want to miss doing this, I want to wish a happy anniversary to the Dock Shop. It was 2 years ago the other day that they opened their second location in Westport. I want to thank them for all the support that they've given the show, just about since its inception. Big event for me this weekend coming up. That is the Trout Unlimited Northeast Regional Rendezvous, and it's in my old stomping grounds of northern New Jersey. The conference itself is at the Holiday Inn in Clinton, New Jersey, and Friday is to be a day of fishing, so I've been kind of excited since I found out it was going to be northern New Jersey a year ago, because these are the rivers I grew up fishing on, particularly the south branch of the Raritan. Weather forecast doesn't look great. I'm hoping I can sneak out a little bit. I'm hoping I can sneak out a little bit with my father. They'll be fishing the South Branch and the Musconetcong. Saturday is a full day of seminars, and if you are a TU leader, a TU member, somebody who wants to learn more about TU, it's a good opportunity to learn the inner workings and just how to maximize membership and leadership in that event. We'll be down there, and we should have some segments from the Trout Unlimited Northeast Regional Rendezvous on upcoming episodes of Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. It's a great time in this spring to get the kids out fishing. That's made it a little easier to introduce new people, as May 13th is Free Fishing Day in Connecticut. Also made easier with the kids, there's a few fishing derbies in the area. New Canaan recently held its annual fishing derby at Mill Pond. It drew the usual crowd. I want to thank Dave Storr, the New Canaan advertiser, for these great photos. A couple derbies coming up, one this weekend on Saturday, May 6th. The Milford Striped Bass Club and the City of Milford will hold their 49th annual Milford Children's Trout Derby. That is 6 to 9:30 a.m. on Saturday the 6th. It's at the Upper and Lower Duck Ponds in Milford. All children 15 and younger are eligible. There will be prizes. Go to milfordmere.com for more information on that. On May 13th, you've got Mianus TU will have its casting clinic at Merwin Meadows in Wilton, right on the Norwalk River. Prior events, they've had the kids stock fish. They've taught fly casting. They will go and drag a seine net, get underneath the rocks, and show the kids the insect life that's in the water, what the trout feed on, why the clean water is so important. That's a great event. Fishing CT is going to hold its Casting with Kids event on May 13th as well. You can get more about the Mianus event at mianustu.org. Visit Fishing CT on Facebook. They'll have details about the Casting with Kids event. Just another way to introduce kids to fishing. And then on May 20th will be the 14th annual Monroe Children's Fishing Derby. That is 6 to 9 a.m. at Great Hollow Lake. It's children 3 to 15 years old. It's co-sponsored by the Monroe Police Union, Monroe Police Department, North American Sportsman, and Monroe Park and Rec. Prizes for the largest fish of any kind by weight in 5 age groups: 5 and younger, 6 and 7, 8 and 9, 10 and 11, 12 through 15. That's rain or shine. Take your own gear, including your rod, your tackle, your bucket, if you want to take fish to the weigh station. Worms will be available as supplies last. More information there at monroecourier.com. A gentleman from Weston, Richard Hyman, is going to be heading to Washington May 9th through 11th, and that is for the Blue Vision Summit. It's a biennial summit. This is the 6th, and those who attend will work on solutions to defend the Long Island Sound and oceans from the threat of federal budget cuts, attempts to expand offshore oil drilling, those who deny the impact of climate change, coastal resiliency, all those things. It starts at George Washington University on Tuesday, May 9th. May 10th is the largest Healthy Ocean Hill Day in U.S. history. You'll have people from more than 22 states on Capitol Hill meeting with elected representatives to discuss protecting agencies such as NOAA, EPA, FEMA, the Army Corps of Engineers, etc., from budget cuts. The sponsors of the Blue Vision Summit include Natural Resources Defense Council, Oceania, the Ocean Conservancy, Ocean Foundation, Greenpeace, Surfrider, Blue Frontier, Mission Blue, Legal Seafoods, Professional Association of Dive Instructors, the Pacific Marine Mammal Center, and more on that, bluefront.org. And whether you want to believe in climate change or not, and I'm fine with a debate on it, but I think what we want to teach kids when we take them out in the woods, when we take them fishing, what I was always taught was to leave an area better than you found it. And it's a shame that we have to have events like the Housatonic River cleanup that we're having on Saturday, and like the one that the Trout Unlimited chapters did in Fairfield Saturday. And that's got to be done because people leave a mess behind. And we all kind of rally against that. I don't understand whether you want to believe in climate change or not. What's wrong with leaving the whole place that we're occupying a little better than you found it? Try to get out fishing this weekend. We'll be back next Thursday. Till then, tight lines.